Hello from San Antonio, this is SIREN Tarot. Welcome back to another Pick a Card reading. Your future spouse, subscriber's request. This reading is timeless, and for this reading there are 4 different options. Option 1, Option 2, Option 3, and Cuatro, Option 4. As always, timestamps will be provided. Go ahead and make your selection. If you chose the first crystal, here is your reading. I need to clear my throat chakra. I just had a caramel frat from McDonald's. Princess of Pentacles, Princess of the Echoing Hills. I was going to say, oh, that's the Taurus glyph tattooed on her left breast, but that's her nipple. I need to clean my glasses. 8 of Cups, Ocho de Copas, Saturn, Pisces. Timeless reading, but as I record this, we are in the energy of the full moon. The supermoon is Sagittarius. It peaks sometime in the morning in San Antonio. This is Monday afternoon, looking at the stove clock, 4:21 p.m. San Antonio, Texas. Queen of Swords, Reina de Espadas, Queen of the Thrones of Air. I can already tell from these first 3 cards that your future spouse is going to be very decisive. They're going to have a strong mind, strong opinions, strong beliefs. They probably have their Mercury in a fixed sign. To be super specific, I would say they have Mercury in Aquarius. And if they do have Mercury in Aquarius, their sun would have to be in Aquarius, Capricorn, or Pisces. That's just how it works. Mercury is always in the same sign as your sun or the sign before or after. Okay, but I can give more of an idea of the person's astro combo, their astrology, once I have all the cards on the table. Shuffle Harder, one of my mini decks available at makeplayingcards.com. And again, timeless reading. But as I record this, we are nearing the end of Gemini season. The last day to take advantage of my Gemini season discount is June 21st, summer solstice. My readings are usually $75. For the discount, they are $25, and your reading will be approximately 15 minutes. All the info on how to book a personal reading is included in each and every description box. Sota de Oros, Page of Pentacles, interesting. 2 of Cups, those the Copas, the Empress. To be super specific, I see you and this person having 2 sons. King of Wands, Rey de Bastos. The Joker amplifies the cards around it. That's very good. The Joker is amplifying the Two of Cups and the King of Wands. Five of Wands. Cinco de Bastos. The sex is going to be quite good. Phenomenal, even. Good sex and a lot of it. Three of Cups, Tres de Copas. Ace of Cups, As de Copas. The song I'm hearing is Sign Your Name Across My Heart, Terence Trent D'Arby from the 90s. Ten of Pentacles is the Oros. Money is not going to be an issue. Money is not going to be a problem. This could be a traditional marriage, a conservative marriage, where the husband is the provider. The husband has a really good job, career. He could be a surgeon, lawyer, and the wife stays at home and raises the kids. But regardless, traditional, not traditional, gay, straight, whatever the case may be, I see you and this person, your future spouse, having at least a couple of houses. So I am seeing wealth, I am seeing abundance, I am seeing prosperity, I'm seeing two sons, to be super specific. This person has education. Obviously, if they are a doctor or lawyer, they have a lot of education, but also they have common sense. And they do have strong spiritual or religious beliefs. If this person is addicted to anything, it is to work. I can see them working 80, 120-hour work weeks. It's very hard for this person to relax. They are very tightly wound. I feel like, to go really deep, they were around lazy people and addicts when they were growing up. And so they're going in the opposite direction. They are not lazy and they are not an addict. No drugs, no drinking, maybe social drinking. But when I say social drinking, I mean maybe a couple of drinks at a party, a couple of glasses of wine, something like that. This person's not a whiner. This person is not weak. They have a very strong front. I am seeing a lot of masculine energy. If they have a water moon, which is a very strong possibility because this middle row is all water, 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Ace of Cups. If they have a water moon, it's probably in a masculine house. For example, if they have moon in Pisces, it could be in the first house, the house of Aries. So they don't come across as someone who is feminine, someone who is romantic, someone who is fragile. Very strong, very masculine. A possible astral combo for this person, they could have Sun in Aquarius. Leo rising. Moon in Pisces. So if they have Leo rising, Moon in Pisces, that would be Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius. No, it would be the 9th house. I can't see this person having a water moon in a water house. So if it was the 8th house, it would be the house of Scorpio. I don't get that from this person. So if they have water in their natal chart, it's not immediately obvious. You have to get to know them. You have to get close to this person to see how deep their emotions are. They don't show that to just anyone. They are going to regard you as an intellectual equal. If you're someone who does not have much education or you haven't educated yourself, meaning you don't like to read, you're not intellectually curious, this probably would not be a good match. They want someone who is intellectual, someone who is curious, someone who loves books. I see a house filled with books. So one of the rooms in your home could actually be a library with bookcases. They want to discuss ideas and philosophy and the esoteric with you, or religion if they're religious. I don't know if they're spiritual or religious, but they want to discuss things and have in-depth conversations. This is someone who is absolutely monogamous and faithful. They're very discerning on who they have sex with. So it's about quality, not quantity with this person. When they do fall in love, they fall hard, they fall deep. It's very likely this marriage is going to last for life. No divorce. You're both going to be excellent parents. You're going to take your children's education and care very seriously. I see good vacations, quality vacations. So, not going to Six Flags or Fiesta, Texas, and then Dairy Queen, but going to, I don't know, Paris, or going on some fabulous European cruise, going someplace like Fiji, a 5-star resort, 5-star meals. Again, money is not an issue, money is not a problem for pile 1. How will you meet? I feel like you will meet through friends. It could be at a friend's or relative's wedding, to be super specific, in late summer, early fall. I don't see you meeting online. I don't really see any sexting. I know it's common. I know people meet on social media and they start sexting almost immediately, or they meet on a dating app and they start sexting almost immediately. This person is not going to send you a picture of their stuff. That's just not how they operate. Once it's established that you're together, you're in a relationship, there may be more fun. I guess it's fun for some people, but they aren't half-assed with their sexuality. They like having sex in person. They don't like making a record of the sex, so no photos, no videos. Probably vanilla, but dominant. And they're very, very good, because when they're fucking, it is heart and soul. Talking, eye contact, you're connecting on multiple levels. It's not just skin on skin. That's what I see for pile 1. Hope that helps. Check out Extra Basic Tarot for zodiac readings and astrology videos. Muchas gracias. And if you chose the second crystal, pile 2, here's your reading. 2 of Pentacles, dos de oros. We have Jupiter and we have Capricorn. I have Jupiter and Capricorn in my natal chart. And I wish that Pluto would get off my Jupiter's dick. Transiting Pluto has been on my Jupiter's dick for a while. 7 of Wands, Siete de Bastos. We got Mars, and it looks like the North Node, but in this deck, they're meaning that to be Leo. Mars and Leo. And I believe it's the same in the Thoth. They specified Mars and Leo for 7 of Wands. It's a very strong Mars placement. I have Mars in Capricorn, which is exalted in the 5th house, the house of Leo. The Magician, El Mago. This person is stubborn as hell, and they are very concise with their communication. This is not someone who's going to just text you for no reason, or they're not going to just ramble in their communication. They're not going to go on social media and just ramble and just spill their heart all over the place. They're very purposeful in their communication. They'll text you, okay, we're going to meet at this place at this time, and that's it. Very logical. Not a romantic. That's from these first 3 cards. The other cards may say something different. I don't know. Let's keep going. So shuffle harder. One of my mini decks available at makeplayingcards.com. La Torre, the Tower. They have a temper. 3 of Cups, Tres de Copas, and when they drink, it gets worse. So let's hope this person is not an alcoholic. Knight of Swords, Caballo de Espadas. Okay. This person is very uptight. They're very introverted. I'm seeing Ed Harris as Jackson Pollock in Pollock. I named my son after Jackson Pollock, but not so much because I was a big fan of the artist, but because I loved Ed Harris's portrayal of Jackson Pollock in the movie, and people might be mystified by that because he was a mentally ill alcoholic who had a terrible temper. But anyway, it was a brilliant performance. So what I'm seeing is someone who is an introvert. Communication is a struggle for them. They may have had a speech impediment when they were younger, but when they drink, they communicate to excess. So this is the energy of someone who could possibly drunk text you, or drunk call you, drunk dial you. But is this person a full-fledged alcoholic? I don't know. As always, I feel like I need to point out Cinco de Oros, 5 of Pentacles. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. I feel like I need to point out there is a heavy emphasis at this channel on entertainment purposes. I love inspiring laughter. I don't like it when people leave comments with crying faces because the cards made them sad, the cards made them cry. I don't like to see that. King of Swords, Rey de Espadas, 7 of Pentacles, Siete de Oros. You have to take any card reading, certainly a pick a card, with a grain of salt. This is not a personal reading. I'm reading for a global audience. So don't get all fretful and don't get weirded out thinking, oh, I'm going to marry an alcoholic who's going to have rage issues. Don't mind fuck yourself into the middle of next week. Okay. This person is very psychologically complex. 7 of Swords, 8 de Espadas. 7 of Wands, 7 de Bastos, 8 of Cups, 8 de Copas. This person does have intimacy issues. They are probably going to play games in the beginning. They're testing you. They're seeing if they can trust you, because I feel like at least one, possibly both of their parents did abandon them when they were a child. Their needs were simply not met. And so that is wreaking havoc on their adult life, their adult relationships. This person is going to be much better when they're older, if they do the work. I feel like their first Saturn return, which happens around 27, 28, their first Saturn return is going to be brutal. So if they're willing to do the work through an addiction or a diagnosis, whatever, they're going to have a much better second half of life. So mid to late 30s, early 40s, they're going to be more balanced, more aware of their angles. So they probably have a lot of squares and oppositions in their natal chart. This is not an easy flowing energy. It's like I've said before, talking about synastry. Not to get too deep into astrology, I get a lot deeper at Patreon, but you can't just say, oh, well, this person has Sun in Gemini. I have Sun in Libra, so we're soulmates. It's going to work. I made that mistake with my first marriage when I didn't really know much about astrology. I knew the basics. I thought, oh, well, he's a Libra, born or having the same birthday, or the birthday, a birthday before John Lennon's, and my birthday is the day before Yoko Ono's, 17th, 18th, 8th, 9th. So we're soulmates like John and Yoko. No, not at all. So you have to go deep. So what I talk about a lot as far as synastry goes is looking at Mercury and the moon and what I call mirror aspects. So if you have a lot of trines and sextiles in your natal chart, this is not your future spouse. It wouldn't work. You can't marry someone who has a lot of squares and oppositions. If you have a lot of trines and sextiles, you're not going to understand each other. Because if you have a lot of trines and sextiles, it suggests that you had a pretty easy childhood. You weren't really traumatized. You weren't neglected. You weren't abandoned. If you have at least a couple of significant squares, like Mars square Pluto, speaking about my own chart, Mars square Pluto, Mercury square Saturn, you're a hard person to get to know. You're a hard person to get close to. And so with age comes wisdom. But you have to learn how to love yourself and take care of yourself and take care of your wounds. So if this person can take care of the wounds from childhood and actively seek a better quality of life, you know, maybe meditate, be mindful of what they eat, etc., be mindful of their energy in general, they can be in a happy, healthy relationship. But in their younger years, 20s, early 30s, this is not a good person to be in a relationship with. They have a lot of growing to do, a lot of shadow work to do. A possible astro combo for this person, they could have Sun in Leo, Virgo rising, which would mean their sun is in the 12th house. And that's not the best place for your sun to be, but it's common. So Sun in Leo, Virgo rising, moon in Cancer. Mercury in Virgo. So this person is super smart, but I don't feel like they were educated. They might have dropped out of high school, gotten their GED, maybe gone to community college for a couple of years. I feel like if this is a man, he works with his hands. So he could work in construction, he could be a carpenter, electrician. If he's in Texas, Oklahoma, he could work in the oil field. Colorado, work in the oil field. If this is a woman, she could be a hairdresser, a stylist. This person would absolutely benefit from pouring themselves into something creative like music. I can see this person playing the guitar and being really good at it. Playing the guitar, playing the piano, writing their own songs. they would write the kind of songs that just break people's heart. So I've been watching all this stuff on Elvis, all these interviews, because I'm interested in seeing the movie this month. As I record this, we're in June. The movie comes out on, I think, June 24th. Anyway, I grew up hearing Elvis music. My mom was a huge fan. She saw Elvis in concert in the 70s when he was in Abilene, Texas. He threw her away. And anyway, I was reading how Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You. She was a Capricorn and Elvis was a Capricorn as well. That's just an interesting synchronicity. And Elvis wanted to record it, but Colonel Parker wanted half the publishing rights, and she being a Capricorn, she was very business minded, and she said, no, I can't do that. And it broke her heart. She cried because she thought Elvis would have just done a beautiful rendition of that song. But anyway, she made a lot of money when Whitney Houston, who was a Leo, did her rendition for The Bodyguard in the 90s. My point is, I think universally, I Will Always Love You is a very beautiful, strong, poignant song. Something like that, or The Rose by Bette Midler. I mean, I don't know who wrote it, but Bette Midler sang The Rose in the movie of Janis Joplin's life. It was based on Janis Joplin's life. Or a favorite of mine has always been How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees, which played in the first movie that really had an impact on me. I saw it when I was in kindergarten, Saturday Night Fever, starring John Travolta, an Aquarian. And I just read this quote by Carl Jung, and I'm going to write it down, but it's something about how a tree cannot reach into heaven if it doesn't have its roots in hell. So this person is deep. They come from a deep, dark place. But if you sin enough, speaking loosely of sin, I'm not speaking from a religious standpoint. If you sin enough, you can become a saint, almost angelic, because this person has hurt so much. Their wounds are so profound that if they take care of themselves, they can be a beautiful, inspiring person to many people. They can say, look what I went through. I survived this, so you can too. They could be a counselor or a therapist, perhaps. A great teacher. They have the stuff to be a great teacher or a great writer. They can inspire many people from showing their wounds. So I'm seeing Barbara Streisand and Nick Nolte in The Prince of Tides, based on the novel. It's a very powerful movie. It shows Barbara Streisand helping Nick Nolte through his wounds from his childhood. My son's doing gameplay with his friend in the other room. So I called out a possible astro combo. You could meet this person in group therapy or at AA or at church or on some kind of spiritual retreat. I can see the two of you meeting at whatever that resort is called in Costa Rica. All the millennials and all the YouTubers that have spiritual channels go there and they take ayahuasca. I can see you meeting at an ayahuasca retreat or a vegan retreat, something like that. But again, if you've had a very charmed, easy life and you have a lot of triads and sextiles, I don't see this working. Or if you're younger, you're in your early 20s, don't be freaked out by this. This is someone who has accrued a lot of karma and they have a lot of life experience. So it's very likely that This could be a second or maybe third marriage, not a first marriage. This is not Disney. This is not Jasmine and Aladdin. It's not two people who meet in college and you date and then you have this expensive wedding at Cabo or whatever when you're 22, 23. No. I'm not seeing a romantic wedding. You could go to the courthouse actually, but it's not about the wedding, my very strong belief. It's about the marriage. And I'm seeing a marriage that is very deep and complex. You're going to have a very strong, powerful bond. You're going to be best friends. And if you both work at it, this marriage will last. I'm just seeing all these layers, very complex. That's what I have for pile 2. I hope that helps. Check out Extra Basic Tarot for zodiac readings and astrology videos. Muchas gracias. And if you chose number 3, here is your reading. I need to take a deep breath. Pile 2 is pretty intense. I say entertainment purposes, but still, when I'm reading the cards, things will come through and it gets deep sometimes. It just does. Okay. Fortitude, strength. Daughter of the Flaming Sword. Looks like the North Node, but in this deck they intend that to be the glyph for Leo. Queen of Pentacles, Reina de Oros, Queen of the Thrones of Earth. The Sun, Lord of the Fire of the World. Leo. Okay. I could call out a possible astro combo already, but I'll hold off on that until all the cards are on the table. But this person is very strong and very positive and very charismatic. I'm getting life coach energy, manifestation coach energy. Shuffle Harder, one of my mini decks available at makeplayingcards.com. I'm actually working on my next deck. I was inspired watching a deck review at another channel. I thought, I want to make a deck that's more focused on photography. Not mine, it's the stock photography that I found at Canva. Thinking back, that was really my first passion. Photography. I got a Kodak camera when I was like 8 or 9, Christmas. A Polaroid camera. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. The Blazing Sword of Truth. Ace of Swords, As de Espadas. Timeless reading, but as I record this, we are in Gemini season. I'm offering a discount, $25 readings. They're approximately 15 minutes. That discount will end on the last day of Gemini season, June 21st, summer solstice. I'll run the same discount again for Virgo season, which starts in late August because Mercury's my chart ruler. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. 8 of Wands, 8 de Bastos. King of Cups, Rey de Copas. This is the kind of person you want on your side. This person is loyal as hell. I'm thinking of my Leo ex, my son's father, who has to date been the greatest ally of my life. And he, more than anyone on this planet, has seen me at my absolute worst. He has Sun, Mars, Moon, and Mercury in Leo. my 12th house. Queen of Wands, Reina de Bastos. 6 of Pentacles, Seis de Oros. 10 of Wands, Diez de Bastos. And I have Leo and the Sun because in the system that I use, 1 is the number of Leo. I don't know what I was thinking there with these 2 overlapping circles. I don't know. No comprende. Maybe a marriage that lasts because the 2 people put in the work. It's a mutual exchange of energy. Mutual exchange of energy. So I have been in a platonic partnership with my Leo ex. For 5 years, we share a home. We're co-parenting our 14-year-old son, and it works. I found myself getting very agitated with him yesterday, talking about politics and how I want to leave the country. I want to move to Todos Santos, which is in Baja. But most of the time, it's very even kill. A platonic partnership, it works. It's neutral. And it's been the longest lasting relationship of my life with someone that I'm not related to. So, met in 2004, got together in 2004, married in 2005. Stop talking about yourself so much. I want to know when I'm going to get married and how fabulous the wedding's going to be. I'm not that kind of reader. Lo siento, no lo siento. It's not about the wedding, it's about the marriage. Because anyone can have a really expensive, fabulous wedding. I mean, look at Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Knight of Swords, Caballo de Espadas. Could be an age gap. King of Wands, Rey de Bastos. Ace of Pentacles, As de Oros. No, there's not an age gap. This is your sun. So you could have a conjunction in Leo or any fire sign, and you have a sun who has a lot of air in his natal chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. A possible astro combo for this person, your future spouse, he could have Sun in Leo, Taurus rising, Moon in Leo, all fixed. So stubborn, but loyal, extroverted, charismatic, very positive, very life-affirming, very exuberant. I can see a life coach or manifestation coach. I'm seeing Jake Ducey. I've been following his channel for years. Jake Ducey, I believe, is a Cancer. His wife is an Aquarian. I have Sun and Venus in Aquarius. Anyway, I can see this is super specific. I can see the 2 of you meeting in a karaoke bar on a cruise ship or at some kind of resort. Maybe you're having a girls' weekend, you know, you and your best girlfriends or guy friends, whatever gender, whatever sex, whatever. You're with a group of friends, you're at some resort, there's sand, there's sea, an ocean, a bar on the beach, fruity, frozen cocktails, tequila on the rocks, whatever, volleyball. I can see you both being with a group of friends and you meet. And it's love at first sight, but you don't get too crazy and too clingy. You flirt, you keep it fun and light, and it's long distance for about 6 months. And then you fly in to meet each other. You go to his place or he goes to your place, whatever. And then there's a proposal after about 6 months. So it was long distance and you get together. And when you get together, that's when the proposal happened. Similar to how I married my first husband. We met online in 2000. I was in Texas. He was in New York. We talked for hours. We sent gifts in the mail. We emailed. We did the whole ICQ thing. This was in 2000. So before Google, before MySpace, Facebook, all of that. Yeah, talked on the phone for hours. Didn't have cell phones. Had regular phones with cords. And then he flew me into New York that August, and our first week together in New York, he proposed marriage. I'm seeing something similar here. But this marriage is going to last, and you're going to have a son. Super specific. A son who is a genius. Really good at computers, math. You're going to have a lot of fun together. You're going to be best friends. You're going to make each other laugh. You're going to speak the same soul language. So I never really got into speaking in tongues. I wasn't that kind of Christian. I was just a basic bitch, Southern Baptist. But I spent the last semester of my senior year in high school at Fredericksburg Christian, Fredericksburg, Texas. And the principal told me that she and her husband were so delighted when they found out they spoke the same language and tongues. That's all over my head. That's Pentecostal, but whatever. You speak the same soul language. You speak the same love language. You're both very warm, very demonstrative, very affectionate. The sex is amazing. And if you do have a big wedding, I don't feel like it's pretentious. I can see it being on a beach, specifically at sunset. I'm seeing the color red. So red flowers, maybe red roses. I don't know. But I'm seeing a lot of fun for pile 3. This is quite the contrast from pile 2. And you could have a conjunction in fire. Sun conjunct moon and Leo, something like that. That's what I see for pile 3. I hope that helps. Check out Extra Basic Tarot for astrology videos and zodiac readings. Muchas gracias. And if you chose Cuatro, Crystal 4, here's your reading. King of Cups, Rey of Copas, Prince of the Chariot of Waters. Well, is he a king or is he a prince? Make up your damn mind. I don't know. Am I just now catching that? I've had this deck for years, the Hermetic Tarot. Prince of the Chariot of Waters. Maybe don't be so literal. Five of Wands. Lord of Strife, Cinco de Bastos. Like I've said numerous times, that's supposed to be the glyph for Leo. It looks like the North Node to me, but maybe in traditional astrology or whatever going way back, that represented Leo. So we've got the Leo glyph over Saturn. Saturn and Leo. Nine of Wands over the Bastos, Lord of Great Strength. This person is emotional as hell. They react. Respond. I can see this person being very argumentative, very opinionated. You do not want to pull this person into a political debate at Thanksgiving or whatever. Not a good time. Shuffle Harder, one of my mini decks available at makeplayingcards.com. Three of Swords, Tres de Espadas. Ten of Cups, Diez de Copas. Three of Pentacles, Tres de Oros. Okay, there's some resistance here. In the beginning, it gets off to a rocky start. Once this person decides that, yes, you are their person, they want to be with you, it will be blissful. But there's going to be some push and pull, some struggle, could be on again, off again. There could be a really bad breakup before you reunite. This person could be married to someone else when you meet them. Could be going through a divorce. It looks like they want to move in right away upon meeting you. Eight of Pentacles, Ocho de Oros. I always think of my Capricorn ex when I see this. And he wanted us to move in right away. It was a very karmic relationship, and I'm very glad that I had that experience. It was heaven and hell, and I'm very grateful that I had that experience. Eight of Pentacles, again, my favorite card. I love it. So also I'm thinking of Bobby Brown. She was the cherry pie girl in Warrant's cherry pie video. She married the lead singer of Warrant, Janie Lane, and they had a daughter together. Anyway, after she divorced her first husband, her only husband, I guess, I don't fucking know. She's all over YouTube in interviews, but I just ordered her book at eBay, Dirty Rocker Boys, and then she has a book called Cherry on Top, but I ordered Dirty Rocker Boys. Anyway, her first memoir. She wrote, or she talks about in these interviews, she talks about how, so she split up with her husband, Janie Lane, and Tommy Lee wanted to move her in right away. He was very sexually enthusiastic, and he was very possessive, jealous, just crazy, just all over the place. And she finally walked away, and they had just ended it. And then she said, according to her, 3 days after it ended, he married Pamela Anderson on a beach. So this person, your future spouse, this will probably be their second, third, maybe fourth or fifth marriage. They're very codependent. They're very sexual. They're very romantic. They can't be alone. Like Tommy Lee. Has Tommy Lee ever been alone? I don't know. There was Pamela Anderson. There was Bobby Brown, Heather Locklear. Now his latest, I guess his last marriage, Brittany Verlon. So once the two of you decide on each other and you both decide to prioritize this relationship, I see it being good, stable even, good sex, and you have this strong emotional bond. But this person needs to just slow their roll. They need to just settle their ass down, because they're crazy town, you know. They're Ten of Wands, the Bastos, King of Swords, Rey de Espadas. They need to just meditate, breathe in, breathe out. Ocho de Bastos, Eight of Wands. I see them blowing up your phone in the beginning and being very thirsty, wanting to fuck you as often as possible in every conceivable way. They want to take you away on vacation. They want to do this and that. They want to spoil you. You are their physical ideal. They can't stop looking at your pictures. They get so excited looking at your Instagram stuff. But then they go cold. They go ghost. To be honest, which I always am, you could move in together and then have a really bad breakup. And this cycle could repeat a few times until this person just starts doing some minimum of work on themselves, you know, meditating, putting the phone down. I feel like they're addicted to relationships and communication. If you were to turn the tables and go ghost on them, if you were to turn your phone off or take them out of your phone, block them on Instagram, not respond to their messages, it would drive this person fuck-ass crazy. So I see them almost being obsessive. Hypersexual, very strong libido. This can be a happy marriage, but only if this person is willing to do some work on themselves. They might have to go to couples therapy with you. Because they're all about the instant gratification. And they're always looking outside themselves for validation. They can't just go in, check in with themselves, just breathe in, breathe out, and just take a break from the noise. They don't know how to do that. They're always seeking validation. I feel like they're pretty much all fire and water, the most emotional elements. So they could have Sun in Cancer, Sagittarius rising, Moon in Pisces, one possibility of many. You could have a lot more Earth in your natal chart. You could be a grounding influence on this person. You could be a great catalyst, a great teacher in this person's life. As far as career, hell, they could be anything. They could be a race car driver. They could be an actor. They could be a musician. I'm seeing a lot of tattoos, but that's because I was talking about Tommy Lee, probably. A lot of tattoos, maybe a couple of piercings, kind of shaggy hair. If it's a man, longish hair. If it's a woman, I see pink hair, to be super specific. This person is very creative, and that could be the key. All that crazy energy they put into relationships and sex, they could channel that through something more creative, like, music or art or writing. It would do this person a world of good to get a journal or to just meditate 20 minutes a day. They might have to take a pill or pills to help. If they're really averse to meditation and they don't want to go the spiritual route, well, I can see them taking pills to calm down. How are you going to meet? Probably on social media. Specifically, I'm seeing Instagram. But this person is on Twitter all the time, tweeting their every fucking thought. Memes. They love memes. They love to laugh. I see a lot of noise around this person. They think they're a stand-up comedian. They think they're funnier than they actually are. Not to be too insulting. I'm just very ill at ease with this person's energy. I would go crazy being with someone like this, but to each their own. Everyone's different. We all have different preferences. But I see them being very clingy. When you are in a relationship, they don't want you out of their sight. Again, that would drive me crazy, but I've got a lot of Aquarius and Capricorn and Virgo in my chart. I'm getting strong Cancer vibes for pile 4. But I can see you being a stabilizing influence and just calming this person down and being almost like a mother to them. You could have this maternal energy regardless of your sex or gender, because my Leo ex, my son's father, he's actually a lot more maternal than I am. So that's what I see for pile 4, and that does conclude this pick a card reading. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. Sending you all massive love and light from San Antonio.